slip the crank handle into the control bushing. You can now move the pile up and down. The pile can be transported faster or slower by engaging or disengaging the control bushing. Place a sheet of paper in the middle of the delivery. The rear sheet stop is moved to the rear edge of the paper using the crank handle, which is positioned on the pin. To set the lateral sheet stops, inch the machine forward until the stops reach the inner terminal position. By loosening the rotary knobs, you can now move the sheet stops up against the edges of the paper. Retighten the knobs. The sheet joggers can be switched on and off at will. The sheet brakes can be set up to the particular paper format by loosening the knurled head screws. The quantity of suction air for each suction element can be set individually at the valves. If necessary, the suction elements can be removed from the crossbar. To guide the paper sheets, the delivery drum is fitted with detachable spring-mounted star wheel rods. Star wheels that allow lateral movement can be moved into print-free areas if necessary. The powder width is set to the sheet format using rotary bushes. The powder length is set on the scale wheel located behind the protecting door of the last printing unit. Undo the screw and set the format length on the hand wheel. Then tighten the screw. The quantity of powder depends on the printing stock and the volume of ink used, and can be set freely using the adjusting lever. Press the test button to check the quantity of powder. Paper travel has now been set. Switch on the electronic double sheet detector and start the machine by pressing the operation button. Ensure the pile is at the correct height, and correct if necessary. Check again that the setting for the sheet separation blowers is correct. Start paper travel and ensure that sheets are fed in properly. Nothing else needs to be done with the electronic double sheet detector, since this is set automatically. The side lay should move the print sheet approximately 1 to 2 millimeters or 0.04 to 0.08 inches. To ensure that the sheet comes to rest safely in the delivery, the opening time of the chain grippers must be matched to the printing stock and the speed of the press. Correct the opening time with the adjustment lever. Here, the sheet is released too soon. This results in the freshly printed sheet becoming smeared. The Printmaster GTO 52 allows you to process metal plates and polyester films with thicknesses ranging from 0.12 to 0.20 millimeter or from 0.005 to 0.008 inches. To punch the printing plates, move the side stops to the outside. Position the plate up against the lower stop. The printing plate is centered using the side stops. Hold the plate securely and press the punching lever as far down as it will go. This punch can also be used to punch mounting films and other films. This punch functions as a standardized system to ensure the printing form is positioned correctly from pre-press to press. This ensures a simple standardized workflow. The printing plate must be folded over before being clamped in position. This is done by means of a tool fitted to the guard in front of the plate cylinder of the last printing unit. Slide the printing plate into the gap of this tool and use both hands to press the plate downwards. Press the safety button twice. Open the protection guard and inch the machine forward until the cylinder gap becomes accessible. Remove the gap cover. Open the rear clamping bar using the pin wrench and take out the end of the plate. Hold the rear end of the plate secure and, pressing the button for backwards function, reverse the machine until the front edge of the plate is accessible. Now, open the front clamping bar and remove the printed plate. Loosen the clamping screws on the front clamping bar until these are no longer in contact. The front clamping bar is now in its zero position. Completely undo the knurled head screws and position the latch vertically in order to relieve the load on the rear clamping bar. Zero the diagonal register adjustment in the same way. Select the Impression On button for insertion of the clamping plate and turn the machine approximately 1 revolution so that the plate can be clamped under pressure. Guide the new plate into the front clamping bar and clamp it securely. Press the button for forward function in order to move the plate into the machine until the rear clamping bar becomes visible. Hold the plate securely with your hand. Guide the plate into the rear clamping bar and clamp it securely. Apply the lock. Tighten the knurled head screws securely by hand. Then tighten them a little more with a fork wrench. You should also tighten the clamping screws slightly at the start of printing. The machine can be disengaged from pressure by pressing the button for inserting the clamping plate. Refit the gap cover and release the press. The pressure between the blanket and the impression cylinders must be adjusted to the thickness of the printing stock. Depending on the thickness, this value will be set uniformly using the scale wheel on the drive and operator's sides. The first step in filling the ink is to fit the ink fountain cheeks on both the drive and operator's sides. Swing up the ink fountain